I still remember the day my grandmother told me, sometimes blessings come wrapped in mistakes. It was a simple phrase, but it stuck with me, echoing softly in the back of my mind for years to come. Maybe you've felt the weight of what was denied to you, opportunities lost, dreams delayed, or even a financial door slammed shut just when you thought it was finally your turn. It can feel like the universe has turned its back. But what if I told you that what feels like a mistake, a bank error, a forgotten account, a miscalculation, is often the very thing that becomes your greatest blessing? That sometimes the reversal of what was denied is already quietly working its way back to you. Today, I want to share stories of those quiet miracles, of unexpected returns, and of how the things once taken away can circle back in ways more powerful than you imagined. We'll explore the signs you might be missing, the small steps that prepare you to receive, and the faith it takes to believe in the unseen. So settle in, take a deep breath, and open your heart. Because your financial breakthrough is coming. It might not shout, but its echo will last forever. When we think about financial breakthroughs, it's easy to imagine sudden windfalls, unexpected checks, surprise inheritances, or a stroke of luck that changes everything overnight. But real breakthroughs, especially the lasting ones, often come quietly. They begin not with a shout, but with a gentle shift in your story, sometimes sparked by what seems like a simple mistake. Take my friend Robert's story. For years, he worked diligently at a local company, always careful with his finances. One day, he received a letter notifying him of an error in his favor, a bank error that credited his account with more money than expected. At first, Robert thought it was a mistake to celebrate. But instead of returning the money immediately, he took time to understand the situation. It turned out the bank had accidentally released funds that had been held up due to a paperwork error. What followed was a series of events that helped Robert pay off debts he had struggled with for years. This story reminds us that sometimes what looks like a mistake or a delay isn't just a random occurrence. It's a sign of a reversal coming your way. It's a chance for what was denied to be restored, often in ways that go beyond what we can plan or imagine. The lesson here is to stay open and observant. Blessings may come disguised as errors or delays, but they carry the power to change your life, if you're ready to receive them. As we move forward, let's explore how to recognize the subtle signs that a reversal is unfolding, so you don't miss the quiet blessings already making their way to you. Have you ever noticed how certain numbers or events seem to appear repeatedly in your life, almost like the universe is trying to send you a message? These subtle signs can often be the first whispers of a bigger change on the horizon, a reversal of fortune that's quietly making its way back to you. My friend Linda experienced this firsthand. For weeks, she kept seeing the number 111 on clocks, license plates, and receipts. At first, she thought it was just coincidence, but the frequency made her pause. Around the same time, she received an unexpected call from a financial advisor about a forgotten retirement account she had years ago. That small account had grown over time, and now it was ready to provide her with a much-needed boost. This isn't just about numbers, it's about tuning into the language the universe uses to guide us. These signs, whether they're repeating digits, unexpected messages, or feelings of intuition, are like gentle taps on your shoulder, inviting you to pay attention and prepare for what's coming. The lesson is to stay open and aware. Sometimes, the blessings that change everything start with a small sign, one that feels almost invisible until you learn to recognize it. So as we continue, let's talk about the power of silence, why holding your breakthrough quietly can protect it and help it grow into the lasting blessing it's meant to be. In a world that never stops talking, silence can feel like a rare and precious gift. Yet, when it comes to receiving your financial breakthrough, silence is more than just quiet. It's protection. It's the space where miracles can quietly take root, away from the noise and distractions that can sometimes steal their power. I remember my Aunt Clara's story. She'd been saving for years to start a small craft business. But whenever she shared her plans too early, she was met with skepticism and discouragement. Friends would say, "Maybe wait until you're more sure," or "It sounds risky." Eventually, Clara learned to keep her dreams close, sharing only with a trusted few. When her business finally took off, it felt like a secret victory, one nurtured in the safety of silence. Silence here isn't about hiding or being secretive. It's about guarding your breakthrough until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Because when you speak too soon, you open the door to doubts, fears, and even jealousy that can weaken what's coming. The lesson is simple but powerful sometimes. The best thing you can do for your blessing is to hold it gently in your heart and let it grow in peace. As we move forward, let's explore the unseen battles that can arise as your breakthrough nears, and how quiet faith and resilience can help you stand firm. Sometimes, the toughest battles aren't fought out loud. They happen quietly inside us, in the space between hope and fear, between trust and doubt. These inner struggles can be the most challenging, especially when you're standing on the edge of a breakthrough. My friend James once shared how, after years of saving and planning, he finally had the chance to start his own consulting business. But as the moment approached, he found himself wrestling with uncertainty. What if I'm not ready? What if this doesn't work out? He confided. Those doubts were loud in his mind, even though he didn't share them with others. Despite the fear, James took a small step forward. He reached out to a mentor for advice and opened his first client meeting with an open heart. Slowly, his business began to grow, and with each small success, his confidence blossomed. He said, "The battle was in my mind. Once I faced that, everything else started to fall into place." The lesson here is clear. Doubt doesn't mean you're unworthy or unprepared. It means you care deeply about the outcome. And when you acknowledge those fears and keep moving forward anyway, you build the resilience needed for lasting success. As we continue, let's look at another challenge that can come from the people closest to us. the subtle doubts or jealousy that might try to cloud your path, and how to stay true to your vision despite them. One of the most unexpected challenges on your path to financial breakthrough can come from those closest to you. Sometimes, the people we love the most struggle to celebrate our success, not because they don't care, but because their own fears and insecurities make it hard for them to see our light. My neighbor Susan once told me about how, when she started her small business in her 50s, some of her longtime friends and family reacted with doubt or subtle discouragement. They worried about the risks, questioned if she was too old to start something new, or made comments that felt like little roadblocks. At first, Susan felt hurt and confused. She wondered if her dreams were really possible. But over time, she realized that their doubts were reflections of their own fears, not truths about her. She learned to keep her vision clear and her heart focused, knowing that her journey was hers alone. "I didn't have to carry their doubts," she said. "I just had to keep walking my path with faith." The lesson is this: sometimes the hardest obstacles are the quiet ones, those doubts that come from people we love. But your breakthrough is yours, and no one else can take it away. As we move forward, let's explore how dreams once set aside can circle back to you in beautiful, unexpected ways, proof that your story isn't finished yet. Life has a way of bringing us back to the dreams we once thought were lost forever. Sometimes those dreams don't return in the way we expect, but they come back just the same, ready to be embraced in a new season of life. Take my friend Mark's story. In his youth, Mark dreamed of opening a small bookstore, but life's twists led him down a very different path. For years, he worked in unrelated jobs, quietly holding on to his dream in the back of his mind. Then, in his early 60s, a local library was looking for volunteers to lead a reading program. Mark stepped in, and before long, he was helping kids discover the joy of books, living his dream in a way he never imagined. This is the kind of quiet breakthrough that speaks to the heart of what it means to receive. Your dreams might have been delayed or reshaped, but they're never truly gone. They're simply waiting for the right time to find you again. The lesson here is to stay open and patient. Don't give up on what you've always longed for. Even if it looks different than you pictured, what was once denied can circle back in ways that feel like a second chance, a beautiful reversal. As we continue, let's talk about the powerful idea that your true worth and blessings are recorded in a place far beyond any earthly ledger, spiritual record that no one can erase. There's a comforting truth that no matter how much the world changes, there's a record that keeps our true worth safe, a spiritual ledger where every act of kindness, every ounce of faith, and every moment of perseverance is carefully noted. My friend Carol once shared how, after retiring from decades of teaching, she worried that her contributions would be forgotten. But then, unexpectedly, a former student reached out to thank her, saying, "You changed my life by believing in me." That message reminded Carol that her name wasn't just on a paycheck or a classroom roster. It was written in hearts and memories. This spiritual ledger is different from any earthly account. It holds the legacy of who you are beyond money or material things. It's a reminder that the blessings coming back to you aren't random. They're part of a greater plan that honors your journey. The lesson here is profound. Your true wealth isn't only what you see, but what has been built quietly over time, in ways that no one else can take away. As we move forward, I want to guide you through simple, practical steps to prepare yourself to receive these blessings. Steps that invite your breakthrough to come in fully and peacefully. Waiting for a breakthrough can sometimes feel like standing still in a storm, unsure when the skies will clear. But what if the very act of preparing, of taking small, faithful steps, is the way you open the door for that blessing to enter your life? My friend Harold shared this with me one afternoon. Feeling overwhelmed by financial worries, he decided to tackle one small task he had been avoiding, sorting through old paperwork. Among dusty files, he found a letter about an overlooked savings account. That simple discovery turned into a financial boost that eased his stress and renewed his hope. The lesson here is clear. Breakthroughs often begin with quiet actions that say, "I'm ready." Whether it's making a phone call, organizing documents, or simply setting an intention, these small steps invite the universe to move in your favor. Remember, you don't need to leap mountains to welcome your financial blessing. Sometimes, all it takes is opening one door at a time. As we continue, let's explore how to overcome the doubts that can creep in during this waiting period. Because faith in the unseen is often what carries us through. Doubt has a way of sneaking in just when things begin to shift, quietly whispering questions that shake our confidence. Am I really worthy? Is this too good to be true? These thoughts can cloud even the clearest signs of blessing. My friend Denise knows this feeling well. When she unexpectedly received news of a small inheritance, instead of embracing it right away, she was overwhelmed by uncertainty. What if it's a mistake? She wondered. What if it's taken back? What if I don't deserve it? That fear nearly held her back from fully accepting what was hers. But as Denise sat with those feelings, she realized doubt wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a reminder of how much this blessing meant to her. She chose to trust anyway, opening her heart to the good coming her way. And that trust transformed her life. The lesson here is gentle but powerful. Doubt doesn't mean your breakthrough isn't real. It simply means you're human. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is to say, "I'm scared, but I'm still open." As we move forward, let's look at how your breakthrough isn't just a gift for you. It's a light that can shine on those around you, creating ripples far beyond your own life. One of the most beautiful aspects of a financial breakthrough is how it rarely stays contained within our own lives. Instead, it has a ripple effect that touches family, friends, and the wider community in ways we often don't expect. Take my neighbor Walter, for example. After years of hard work and careful saving, he received a small inheritance that allowed him to finally pay off his mortgage. But instead of keeping it all for himself, Walter used part of the money to help his grandson start a small landscaping business. He told me, "The blessing I received didn't just change my life, it created a new path for my family." This is the essence of true wealth. It's not about how much you keep, but how much you share. When you open your heart and your hands, your breakthrough becomes a source of hope and inspiration for others. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Your financial favor is part of a larger story, one that goes beyond you and into the lives of those you love and care about. As we near the end of our journey, let's reflect on how to carry this blessing forward with grace, humility, and an open heart, knowing that your quiet miracle will echo far beyond your own story. As we come to the close of this journey, I want to leave you with a quiet but powerful truth. Your financial breakthrough doesn't need to be loud to be lasting. Like a gentle river that carves its way through stone, your blessing will create an impact that echoes far beyond what you can see today. My friend Helen's story beautifully illustrates this. After decades of quietly caring for others, she unexpectedly received news of a forgotten inheritance left by a relative she had helped years ago. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to bring her peace and hope. She told me, "For years I felt invisible, but now I realize every act of kindness and faith was recorded somewhere beyond my understanding." This teaches us that no matter how quiet your journey or how long the wait, what is meant for you can never be taken away. It's written in your name, held safe in places no one else can reach. So as you step forward from here, keep your heart open and your spirit steady. Watch for the signs, listen for the whispers, and trust that your breakthrough is unfolding exactly as it should. Thank you for sharing this time with me. May your path be filled with peace, hope, and the quiet power of a blessing that echoes forever.